680's Richard Southern joins us now. Hello, Richard.
Welcome back, Francis. It's nice to see you.
So Toronto makes Amazon shortlist. We've heard about that from Stella and Adrian. New headquarters may be in Toronto, and that's a big maybe, right? Because other cities are actually offering some big incentives to bring the giant there.
Yeah, I think it's worth pointing out that the other cities on this 20-city shortlist are indeed offering a lot of bells and whistles, Francis. Like, look at Dallas, for example, a city in Texas promising a development that would surround a proposed $15 billion bullet train station. That site would also be where a former major shopping mall once stood, which is very appropriate because Amazon's killing the shopping malls. Look at Newark, New Jersey, promising $7 billion in tax incentives. New York City promising a bid that would include possible sites in 3 boroughs. Los Angeles pledging $300 million to $1 billion in tax incentives. But of course, Toronto really not promising any of that, Francis. Another thing we may have going against us is the fact that Apple just yesterday promised to build a second headquarters, but said they would do it in the United States. Company promising 20,000 new U.S. jobs. So I think Amazon may be under pressure to make a similar patriotic pledge. And by the way, the bookies in England are betting on this. They're taking bets on where the headquarters is going to be. Atlanta and Austin leading the list at 3-1. Toronto about halfway down, a 16-1 shot, Francis.
But you know what Dallas and Newark doesn't have?
What's that?
A Richard Southern.
You know it. I'm going to bring Amazon in.
Single-handedly. Thank you, Richard.
I do spend enough on the site, so they actually should come here, quite frankly.
So the retired CEO of TD Bank has now been picked to actually head up the LCBO, and a major part of his job will be organizing the sale of marijuana. Yeah. You know, they say Ontario could be the biggest pot sellers in the world, Francis, come next summer. Is that not incentive for Amazon?
There you go. There you go. Former TD CEO Ed Clark will be the next chair of the LCBO. He was the key architect of Premier Wynn's push to sell beer and wine in supermarkets. He actually also worked on the province's bid for those Amazon headquarters. And yeah, a big part of his job will be dealing with the LCBO's new subsidiary, the Ontario Cannabis Retail Corporation, the OCRC, which will open 40 stores this summer to sell recreational marijuana. The Ontario NDP finance critic said that his hiring sends the signal that the LCBO could be privatized, although the Liberal government of Queen's Park, Francis, continues to contend that they have no plans to do that, to privatize the LCBO. It brings in billions of dollars every year.
You know, trouble keeps pouring in for Tim Hortons, so there are more big protests planned outside of Tim Hortons all over Ontario, 10 here in Toronto tomorrow. Yeah, protesters angered by some franchises' decisions to slash workers' benefits and breaks after the province raised the minimum wage will step up their rallies tomorrow. About 50 demonstrations are planned across the province, including 18 here in Toronto. It's being called the National Day of Action. We're looking here at some of the protests that happened last week. Tim Hortons says individual franchises are responsible for setting wages, but some of the franchise owners say the corporation, which controls prices, should allow the owners to raise the cost of goods in order to offset the minimum wage hike. So we'll be at some of those protests tomorrow and have a look and see what's going on there. Okay. So the world's largest passenger plane has been saved from going out of production thanks to a big last-minute order. I never knew it was in jeopardy. It was. Emirates said just the other day that they would stop making this, the double-decker A380, unless they got a big order and they got a lifeline today. Emirates said they would buy 36 more of these planes. And Francis, they already fly 101 of these aircraft. That's crazy. So in this double-decker plane that can carry 500-plus passengers wouldn't exist if not for Emirates. Airbus, when they debuted this a decade ago, it was supposed to revolutionize aviation, but they've moved now airlines to smaller airports and smaller, more fuel-efficient planes. So the hope is that they can keep production going long enough to a point where the airlines might actually need these big planes. I actually had a chance to go on one of the Emirates A380s when they were here in Toronto, showing them off for the first time. They have a bar that you can go to. You can actually hunch up against a bar and have a drink with a bartender. Forget the bar. How are the privileged few going to have a shower? There's a shower in that plane. There is 2 showers in that plane, only for the first-class passengers, mind you. But you can go and have a shower. They ration the water for 5 minutes, but how cool is that? That is pretty warm, yes. Yeah. So YouTube says it is going to be taking action to stop the Tide Pod Challenge. You've heard of this, right? I mean, this crazy. We won't even show it because we don't want to show it anymore because people are actually eating these Tide laundry pods. It's become kind of a viral sensation. It's very dangerous. The detergent can make you sick. It can even kill you. So YouTube said today they're going to pull down all these videos. They say they fly against their code of conduct because they don't want to show videos that harm people. So YouTube trying to take some action to stop this insane thing that people are doing. I guess any little bit helps, even if it's a little too late.
Yeah.
So finally, you know, it's dinner time, and you love fast food, and we love talking about fast food. So you've got a couple new creations to show us?
Yes. First of all, Taco Bell Canada is now selling a new type of chip. And it looks like a corn chip, a tortilla chip, but it's not made out of corn. It's made out of fried chicken.
Oh, boy.
Yes, so they're looking for kind of an Instagram-worthy success, they tell me, and they may have found it with that, the naked chicken chip, I think they're calling it. 390 calories, 1,100 milligrams of sodium for 6 of them. Burger King is taking a shot at McDonald's with its latest menu item called the Double Quarter Pounder King. So taking a shot at the McDonald's Quarter Pounder sandwich, Francis.
On the first one, I didn't know if I lost my appetite or if I was hungry, to be honest.
It's not vegetarian friendly, we can tell you that.
Yeah, or heart friendly.
No, it's not.
Yeah. All right, thank you, Richard.
We'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow.